Well, good morning out there in Facebook land and YouTube land. Doug Fowler here for Pulaski Talks. And looks like my supervisor, executive producer, decided to join in. If we get disconnected, it's not my fault. And she decides to supervise the language, looking at the script, looking at the dialogue, and checking out all that is well. And yeah, oh, okay, got it. I'm trying to be quiet and be nice. That's Lady. So if you wonder how I got the name Lady and Goose and a cup of leche or bowl of leche, this is one half. She's the executive producer. She's the backbone of the show. Hey, if you can't hear me, if you can't hear me, it looks like everything's rolling well. Put a note in the chat. You'll see the phone number on the top right of the screen or your top left. I can't tell which one's which. 573-408-0339. We'll put call in here in a little bit if you're interested in calling in. I had some discussions with some people interested in coming on the show or talking about the show virtually or live in the studio. Right now, we are in the executive suite of Pulaski Talks, broadcasting live from the heart of central Missouri, St. Robert, which is also the gateway to the most pristine and premier military installation in the modern world, Fort Leonard Wood. And so what this show is about, we're just still getting the kicking the tires and getting everything kind of worked out what we're trying to do. And I think we're going to get some traction here. Is wrap things up what we accomplished this week and get some ideas, and if you share some good thoughts and solicit some insight and ideas. So I didn't expect this kind of management this morning so early on a Saturday, but it is what it is. So anyway, if you are a first time joiner, first time listener, first time watcher, appreciate you tuning in. And hopefully you find this podcast kind of beneficial. I didn't expect you to be so attentive, but that's all right. That's all right. So anyway, what happened this week? Let's see if I can pull up my meetings. There we go. Got a little slideshow for everybody. We had our commissioners meeting. I had the first two of the commissioners meeting we broadcast from. If you look at the shows from earlier this week, Monday and Thursday, we was able to broadcast live from the county courthouse down here in Pulaski County, Missouri. We was told by those preceding me and Pulaski Talks that it could not be done. And we were able to do it. Now, however, there were some challenges, truth be told, with the internet. They have public Wi-Fi down there that isn't very good. And so therefore I have a T-Mobile device, which I thought it worked good on day one. On Thursday, it did not work very good. So but we found a solution for coming up. Of course, there will not be a commissioners meeting on this coming up Monday, the President's Day holiday, so we will not be broadcasting down at the courthouse. But this coming up Thursday, we think we found a good solution to get some good bandwidth. We want to make sure, and you're probably asking why we're doing this, because we feel like an informed voting public, and an informed public is a strong and smart public, and we should all be informed on what our government is doing. And Danger Tango Mike, he's our new code name for Daryl Todd Marino, Danger Tango. Can't do it all. And you can only interpret so much from a 5-minute read on his Facebook page as to what's going on from the county commission seat. And he's driving all over the county trying to report the news, and he just can't do it all. So we're trying to pick up the slack, try to get some live information out there and show the dynamic of our public officials in action. So does that sound right? All right, that sounds good. So anyway, we had a good time, had a good discussion, had a lively interaction. As a matter of fact, one of the previous conversations, I brought up in our last week's show was my interactions, struggles with reaching out and understanding the process and the function of our Emergency Operations Management Office here in Pulaski County. And what I mean by that is how it works. Who does what, why, when, where, what are we paying for, how much do we get, how well do we do, who does what, when, all that kind of stuff. Now, and when I tried to find that out from the resources that were published by our government, sometimes she likes to grab and tug and in all the wrong places. What are you doing? When I tried to find that out, found myself found the results. The results I found were lacking. So we're still working, getting some good results. I had Ed Fowler from the Waynesville Rural Fire District, the deputy chief. He's tied into this process. And according to Gene Newkirk, the presiding commissioner, his words, not mine, is that the county has a contract with the Waynesville Rural Fire District, and I may get these kind of tied up, the words messed up a little bit, but the county has a contract or is paying the fire district for to provide the services emergency operations management. And how much we're paying, the county is paying the district to do this. I haven't got to that point yet, but we're making progress, I think. My goal, and I think we're making headway, is to have a sit down and to meet with the powers that be, the owner of the contract, the manager of the contract, to get the details of the contract, the position description for those that know what that means. Should be telling whoever's doing that job exactly what they're supposed to be doing, how often, how well, et cetera, so that a layperson, anybody in the John Q. public, can go in there and say, let me see your job description so I can understand what you're doing. So hopefully we'll be able to see that and get make some progress for everybody on that front. So give me a second. I'll push a button here. Okay. But I think we're making progress. So we'll hopefully meet with somebody, get somebody online. But one of the results I hope we get to gather, one of the results I hope is to get a show together and also broadcast from the IOC, EOC, the Emergency Operations Center down the courthouse, so that everybody in the county understands exactly what's supposed to happen. Because what you'll see there, I got a cat that just likes to be right on the wrong buttons on the keyboard. She thinks she can type, but she can't. But I hope the broadcast from the IOC, EOC down the courthouse will understand what its intent, what it's supposed to do, when it's supposed to happen, so that you and I, John Q. Public and Jane Q. taxpayer, can understand what are we getting for our dollars when the storms come, which is supposed to be another set of storms coming next week. And when you see on the Emergency Operations Management website say we've activated the IOC and EOC, we know exactly what that means. Far too often, in my opinion, all you see is on that Facebook page is little bitty updates been created and copied and pasted from other sources, valid sources. But what we don't see is, I don't know what's going wrong with my mouse. Oh, I know. I've got a couple wireless mouses that she is decided to lean on. But if I get disconnected, it's not my fault. It's my executive producer. She's not happy with something. But going back to the topic at hand, emergency management, transparency in government, and that's what it's all about, is transparency in government. Become all taxpayers and residents of Pulaski County understand what's going on in government. And it's nothing personal on anybody, even though I do get kind of fired up about certain things at certain times during the discussion. And I may come across as brash. The intent is to gain transparency for everybody's benefit, and it is not personal. So, but far too often, what I'm finding is the struggles to get information out without having to go through the formal channels, that FOIA requests and such like that. But I think we're making progress. The end result is I hope that we get people in the know. They can speak with the ounce with authority on exactly the roles people are playing, the duties they're performing, how often, how much are we paying for it, who pays for what, and how much are we paying. I guess I already said that, and hopefully we can get some more details on that. But anyway, enough on that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Close that out. We got a town hall coming up. Town hall coming up, and what is that? March 4th. If you don't recognize the name, just block myself out right there, but who cares about that? Let me make it big. March 4th down at the Art Community Center. Now, I read the language there from Bill Hardwick, and we've talked quite a few times. It's a public safety and crime prevention event. Now, this is not a public, as in brought on by the public, as he is personally putting this on for himself. After talking with him, the reason what the driver behind this is that we have a brand new Sheriff Ball. We have a brand new prosecuting attorney, Jeff Thomas, and he thought it was a good time for the public to interact with the new sheriff and the new prosecuting attorney and talk about public safety and crime prevention. And I actually interacted with him on my concerns about the other key players when it came to public safety and crime prevention in our county, that being the municipal police chiefs in our county are on the front lines each and every day. And I don't know how many law enforcement officers we have in this county that are not part of the sheriff's department, but I guarantee it's a lot more than what the sheriff's department has. And it is my opinion they should be key stakeholders in this event, and he agreed, but it was not his intent to leave those out. But going back to what I just said, the intent was to bring some more awareness, involvement, and let people know who the new sheriff was, new prosecution attorney, and then intent was not to leave out the other key players. But he assured me those key players, municipal sheriffs or municipal police chiefs, police officers, first responders, fire department, ambulance have been invited to talk about public safety and crime prevention as well. So our intent, hopefully, is we will be broadcasting live from this event, assuming that we're able to technically be able to broadcast. And in other words, we have a good Wi-Fi and good signal and able to dial in there. So hopefully we'll see you there. It should be a good event. Have your questions ready. You'll note, and I noted that in our broadcast on Thursday, that Sheriff Ball and his crew have been very active on social media as far as spreading the good news and what they've been doing and what they're about. And you got to give them a hands off. You got to give Sheriff Ball a shout out for that. Hold on. These are few and far between. There you go. He's been very public. Oh, cat. You're killing me. Ouch. It's like she jumped out of it. She just popped right in, didn't she? But Sheriff Ball and his crew have been very active on social media, telling the good news of the story, what's going on in our county and stuff like that. And he shares the wealth with who's been supporting his team and who's been part of the team striking out at the fentanyl pandemic that's in our county and our surrounding counties. And you got to give him a hats off for that. Definitely making progress towards that end. So this town hall is a good chance to interact with the new sheriff and the new county attorney and ask questions. And hopefully our municipal police force or municipal police law enforcement officers and chiefs will be able to participate directly as well as our fire department and first responders at this event. So hope to see everybody there, either there virtually or what have you. So let me check my notes, make sure I don't miss anything today. Shout out to any mayors in our beautiful county, Pulaski County here. If you'd like to dial in today, the number is live right now. If you want to call and talk about what's going on in your city, your municipality, dial in right now, 573-408-0339. You can come on live, and I'll let you ring in and tell you the good news of what's going on. And if your police chief is not online yet, tell them to ring us up, wake them up. As a matter of fact, I'll put the number right there in the chat box. Give me a second. I tried to get my executive producer to do it, but she doesn't know how to type. Or she doesn't have thumbs. And I can only type with one hand now. Let's see if that shows up. Let's go. Fingers crossed. There it goes. That's the number to dial in. So, or if you want to call in, anybody wants to call in. I had a good conversation with the Loving Paws person. Boy, I'm going to draw a blank. Give me a second. Let me navigate back into common sense and reality here. Miss Rita Renee Rigsby, thank you so much for your call yesterday. I appreciate it. I had a great conversation, and I want to talk about something that's coming up on March 1st, 2025, a 5K run for those that are able. 15th Annual Loving Paws Adoption Center is hosting our 15th Annual 5K run Saturday, March 1st, 2025 at 10 a.m. at Crocker City Park, 113 Park Street. And I'm going to pop this up real quick. Give me a second. It'll also be on our Facebook page, but here's somebody that doesn't run, encouraging everybody else, if you're interested, to run 5Ks. But I'm sure you can walk us too. That's a walk run, so if you're interested. Had a great conversation. If you have a charity, here's something that's new. If you have a charity, Pulaski Talks will be more than happy to help you host a live event to help your charity raise money and awareness for whatever you're doing. But it has to be a valid charity. It has to be registered with the IRS. And we can help you do that. And there's a place that we can do that and collect donations right on the web. And make sure my phone's turned on. I got an Android track phone specifically for Pulaski Talks. Okay. So I got to make sure it's working. Make sure I hear it. But anyway, Loving Paws Adoption Center is hosting this event. It is March 1st, Saturday at 10 a.m. Walk or run, 5K event, Crocker City Park, 113 Park Street. So you'll see this also on our Facebook page, and look for more information on that. I expect we get more information shortly from Miss Rita Renee Rigsby. I expect a phone call from her here shortly if she wants to come in and chime in and give an update what's going on. We're hoping to make a loving Paws a regular part of our Saturday program, and hopefully have some be able to support them in helping those animals out and find forever homes, them and the Waynesville shelter. We're definitely animal lovers ourselves. Definitely, when you got got a lady and a goose that are my key players on my show, you know we love animals, especially these kittens. So hopefully you'll support this 5K event and help them raise some money. So register online at lovingpaws.com. You'll see it on the flyer here. Once again, we'll put it on our Facebook page for anybody that's interested in that. And but thank you so much for sharing this information. Let's see if it loads. It worked. Awesome. So 24 minutes in. Thank you for those that are chimed in, and thank you for much for listening so far. I believe we have a new interim police chief in Richland. Anybody confirm that? I believe so. Let me see if I can bring up there's my window. Let me see if I can make that a little bigger here. Oh, Outlaw Lane. Let's talk about Outlaw Lane. If you remember right, my buddy Dewey Rush out there in Crocker on Outlaw Lane, they have a track. That's the actual picture of their track on their Facebook page. And they're actually getting ready to publish their 2025 season. You'll see it right there. 2025 season is about to begin. Schedule is coming soon. Encourage anybody and everybody to get become knowledgeable of this great opportunity for anyone that wants to know about this. Look at this, real trucks. They do not play around. Look at those trucks. Now, if you want a good family event, something you can take your kids to, you can compete yourself, children and adults, this is it. I can't think of anything better in Pulaski County than something like this. And you can travel around with your kids. It's kind of like, it's something you can do with your kids. Man, I can't speak highly enough of what kind of show they do. Dewey's there. It's Dewey Rest talking about the show coming up, talking about the 2025 season. You see the address there. There's the phone number. Give Dewey a call. Give him a shout out. Learn more about Outlaw Lane out there right south of Dixon on Outlaw Lane. And that track is 2 specs. And give them a shout out. Let's see what we got here. If I can get City of Richland up on the Facebook. See, here's the problem with there we go. There's your new Nathaniel Looper. Don't know him, never heard of him. But congratulations to the interim chief of police. I don't know why he's not the chief of police. Probably has to be interim or must have to go through some training or something like that. But I want to give you a shout out. If you're listening, Mr. Looper, interim chief Looper, give us a call in, give us a shout out. But anyway, we'll give you a shout out. Congratulations. Here's a round of applause. And hopefully you'll dial in maybe next week. We're on live on the air every Saturday at 8 to 9 a.m. If you want to schedule time to give an update what's going on in your neck of the woods, we'll reserve a time just for you, Chief. So congratulations once again. Congratulations to the city of Richland, and thank you so much. But here's the challenge with I voiced to the commission about, and I voiced to the city, the leadership of St. Robert is trying to use social media as a means to communicate directly with the residents of your county. What if I don't have social media? For instance, you see this water main break. Let me go back there. I don't know if Richland has a alert system that residents can actually get notes and alerts on their phones, like the Hyper Alert or Hyper Reach, whatever it is. But if this is the only way you can reach out and contact your residents in the city of Richland, what if you don't have social media or you don't want to be part of social media and you don't want to buy into Meta and whoever the what's the guy's name, one of the richest persons in the world? You don't want to help support his lifestyle anymore. That's my biggest concern right now. St. Robert's the same way. City Hall was going to be closed for the snow last week or this week. So I made kind of a joking comment on their Facebook page. What if I don't have social media? Who do I call? Well, the little fly carrier pigeon to me or something like that is what somebody commented, which I thought was kind of crass. But even a councilman who's running for mayor thought it was get on the joke. And when we have this great tool, Hyper Reach, but everybody's complaining. People say we get too many alerts. So, but I think social media is not the solution for keeping the public informed within our municipalities. There's different tools out there, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. I don't know if Richland has a solution. I believe Waynesville's got the solution figured out. They have actually an app that if you want to keep informed of what's going on, water breaks, road closures, road construction, stuff like that, Waynesville's got it figured out. Best that I can tell. So now you're just looking at my Facebook page. That's kind of ridiculous. Wife, don't worry, it's not my personal Facebook page. Nobody wants to see that. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up. 2 viewers out there, I appreciate you chiming in right there. I can see quite a few more there on YouTube. If you got any questions or you want to call in right now, we're going to stay on the air for the next 5 minutes. Right now it is 8:24. We'll stay on until 8:30. If you got any questions or concerns, like I said, put it on the chat right here or call us at 573-408-0339. And if you're a charity or a local business, you'd like to come on, tell us about your business so that everybody can have the ground honest truth about what you're doing. And how you're serving the community, just let us know. We'll get you on here. I encourage everybody to support Allen Hilliard Sports. They're a partner of ours, and we share each other's lessons learned and observations. They do a lot of great things for this county, especially sharing and broadcasting our local sports. I mean, he puts on a heck of an effort to broadcast our sports for our kids and our local teams. So once again, Outlaw Lane Racing, been with us since the beginning, and of course, Prue Law and the Prue Law office down there in Waynesville, Missouri, right across the street from the courthouse down there in Waynesville, Missouri. They've been with us since the beginning and help us buy these little tools and widgets and help us broadcast and make sure we can keep the lights here on at the executive suite and the offices here at St. Robert, Missouri. And we got a guest sponsor. You'll see some of these right there on the screen right there. That means that they really tickled our fancy and they really stuck out to us, either good customer service or the like. And Spartan Gyros, they really said, wow, those guys, that food was good, customer service was good, and we're just leaving them up there and making sure to spread some awareness and some good stuff. And I expect to see some more news and more awareness from Loving Paws and the Pulaski County Humane Society, some more interaction. Hopefully we can leverage our platform to their benefit, to raise some awareness and get some forever homes for those animals in the shelter there. They're, spay, what did Bob Barker always say? Spay or neuter your pets, control the pet population. So we're going to go on mute here for a little bit. So if you got a question or a concern, you want to talk about something, the lines are open, 573-408-0339. Just to come on live again. If you got a mayor, you want him to come on talk or come on the show, councilman, alderman, give him a call. Tell him to link up, push out to us, link up with us, and go get him on the air and do some interview. If you got a candidate, I've reached out to a few candidates here for local office here in St. Robert, and it's funny how unresponsive they are. They don't want to come on the air and answer questions. I don't know why. So as you're asking questions of these candidates, ask them why they won't come on live to our show if they haven't already or haven't linked up with us. I find it disturbing that they don't want to come on live and get vented out. How's it called? Get validated. But anyway, let me go back to the screen here. I got pulled this up for everybody to see. Something I was really impressed with. This is Waynesville City's City of Waynesville personal or city webpage, and they really put a lot of work in this. And what's funny about this, and knowing what I know a little bit this and a little bit that. They got an app down here, right there where my mouse is on this, right there. They got their own app. Now, I didn't download it, but I got money says if you download that app, you can get alerts about the cities, what's going on. You get your bill. You can get alerts about the city hall closing. You can probably get a lot of information about the city, what's going on. Probably get the mayor's blog live to your phone if you're interested. And I got to give a shout out to the mayor. He is a communicating fool. He gets on there live, and he assured me he's going to call in one of these days too. He's probably busy as all get out, and he does a lot of stuff for a lot of good for the community. Not saying anybody else isn't, but they really go all the way as far as transparency and stuff like that. As far as I'm concerned, they're setting the standard for that. So but if you'll see at the bottom here, you'll see what this is powered by. What that means, this is not, there's not a geek down there in Waynesville City Hall. This is somebody they've hired. So this is a company that builds school content management systems for primarily school systems across the country. So they paid this company probably to build a web platform for the city, which is smart. Why reinvent the wheel? But part of that platform, they also built the app, which is probably a good idea. I can't say for certain, but I can tell you the results seem pretty impressive. So if your city is not doing this, but you'd like them to consider doing this, I would encourage you to reach out to your city hall members and have them encouraged to research doing this, because an informed public is a powerful public. And remember, don't delegate your authority to everyone in the council that you've elected. You still own some power, and that's your vote, and they still report to you. So make sure they're responsive to you. If you want them to do something, you tell them what to do. They don't tell you what to do. So I thought that was an impressive effort on Waynesville. If you agree with me, tell your city hall. And if you don't have the same kind of capability and capacity, but you desire, let them know. In today's day and age, you should not have to rely on social media and be part of that platform or whatever you call it, that construct, in order to get updates from your city. What the heck is the social media guy's name? Who owns Facebook? Anybody? Post it up there. Hey, Alexa. Alexa, who owns Facebook?
Meta Platforms is a publicly traded company owned by many individual shareholders and other large investment companies. Meta Platforms' current CEO is
Mark Zuckerberg. All right. I don't feel like paying him money just so I can get updates from City Hall. But I do, because I use it for other platforms, i.e. this. So, and I mean by paying him money as in the advertising revenue that I have to deal with going on every time I turn on Facebook. But we shouldn't have to do that to get updates from our City Hall. So, and our city alerts and our government. So if you agree with me, reach out to your city municipality that you want some alternative that does not tie you into the social media construct and get those billionaires richer than what they already are. So we're about to log off unless anybody's got a comment or suggestion. We'll be live, if not sooner, Thursday at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. down at the Commissioner's Chambers in Waynesville, Missouri. And if you didn't know, now you do. Those are open meetings unless they have to go into closed session. And closed session means they have some personnel issues to deal with or some legal issues to deal with. They have to do behind closed doors. So that means I cannot broadcast or be in the room. And you'll see on the screen it says closed session. And I just leave the stream going, so I don't have to be a distraction when I try to reconnect. I just leave it going. You get to listen to some elevated music. And what I failed to do last time was I forgot to hit the record button. I simultaneously streamed the show on YouTube and Facebook, but because of the poor bandwidth, you got terrible sound quality and then buffering and blah, blah, blah. But if I would have hit the record button and simultaneously record the show, I could have uploaded the quality video later, and everybody could have enjoyed an abbreviated version of the show where I would have cut out that portion of the dead time. In other words, when they were in closed session, and you could have listened to what was going on. But I can assure you, and you probably read from Daryl's notes, you didn't miss much. You'll see a lot of what I've noticed so much or so far is there's a lot of dead time, a lot of dead air, and they leave the room or the session open until about 10:30 to allow voters to come in, residents to come in and talk if they got grievances or concerns. And so if you have some to talk to about the commissioners, they do welcome visitors as best as I can tell. And but hopefully come Thursday, my bandwidth issue should be resolved, and I'll also be publishing an edited version of the video recording that's cleaned up, and any dead time from closed session, if there is a closed session, will be removed so that you can have a cleaned up copy, and that will be posted to YouTube. It just works better on YouTube, and you're not tied into the social media construct and that, but you do get sucked into the commercials unless you have a different level of subscription with YouTube. So with that, thanks everybody for dialing in. If you're not dialed in or tuned in right now, thanks for tuned in later. Give me a second while I check the mail. Make sure nobody's trying to dial in and I'm not picking up. Give me a second. Thanks, everyone. Checked with my executive producer and looks like we're good to go. Closing out the show. It is 8:36, and with that, we're going to close it out and thank everybody for coming in here tonight or this morning on this beautiful Saturday. It looks like a storm's coming. And if you got something to talk about and want me to start a show up while the snow comes in on President's Day or after, send me a note, send me a message on our Facebook page, and we'll get back with you, and maybe we'll get a show up just for you. With that, I'll bid everybody adieu. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and thanks for everybody for watching and being part of the show. Make sure you like, follow, and share, and spread the good news. Let them know that Pulaski Talks is live and aware and here for you guys. So with that, I'll speak to Zane.